All right, we are going to record the meeting. Thank you everyone for joining us. I'll go through the information first, and then at the end we will take questions. All right. All right, so first thing, supply orders. Big shout out to to Jamie. Well, Ashley helps us as well. Jamie, for getting so many orders out so quickly. I think this is the fastest turnaround we've ever had. So thank you for those of you who got those orders in early this summer. That really helped us to kind of get ahead. And so Jamie's just done a wonderful job getting them approved, because, you know, we have a lengthy approval process before getting them entered. Deadlines are coming up. You guys are last this year. I think you were first last time. So your deadline is November 1st. You really want to make sure you hit that deadline, because the week after that week before Thanksgiving break, we can't order anything. And it takes us a little bit of time to get it approved. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, so get those in that November 1st deadline. All right, before you turn in your orders, for those of you who haven't done that yet, please review the instructions in the art handbook before ordering. Let me get hers to mute. There we go. And then all of those orders are going to be placed in the VPA command center. And you can track that order also from the VPA command center. So that stuff is very important. Make sure you go on there, make sure you can see it. There is a tab for art in that Google sheet that comes up, where you can see your order, and Jamie puts in your requisition number and your purchase order number. That's also helpful if you are missing something from your order or something comes damaged, that you can contact Tony and say, hey, this wasn't right, please make it right. And he always does, because he's great with us. So please review those instructions before you do that. I know it's only once a year, so you forget, which is why we have all those things written out. And please be prompt on those orders. We want to have them in before that Thanksgiving deadline, and they do block us off and don't let us order anything that week before. Receiving, many of you already have your orders. So if you have not done your receiving, please do it as soon as possible. Tomorrow, if you can, today, if possible. But you need to fill out a receiving form each time you get a shipment of your supplies. And let's see, your PO, and then you can find that PO number on that spreadsheet that we just talked about from the command center. And we need to have this done very, very quickly, because that's how our vendors get paid. And so last year we ended up losing Amazon because we weren't fast enough with our receiving. And so we don't want to lose any more vendors, and we want to prove that we can do this. So we can get Amazon back in the future, but please, please, please get that receiving done. I don't want Jamie to have to email you each individually begging you to do your receiving. You know, this is our professional responsibility, and we got your stuff fast, so please be prompt on this as well. All right, our visual art virtual exhibits. Thank you for your participation in Hispanic Heritage. We had over 400 entries, so thank you, thank you. That show will be released on October 5th, that's tomorrow, on our web page. And you can get to that from the link. I put this agenda in the Visual Arts Share Drive under the department Zoom meetings. The Native American Heritage Exhibition is our next one coming up, and those works are due on October 24th. Please read the do's and don'ts before you teach your students about Native American art and artists. This is the same one that we've been sharing the last couple of years. So returning teachers, you've probably already looked at it, but just it's a good review on how, you know, our Native Americans want to be expressed in art. And then that exhibit will be released on November 2nd after 12 p.m. All right, Ashley put together those slides for that virtual exhibition. Please read the instructions that are on that first page before adding any of your images. And then if there are not any blank images available, just duplicate the last slide. Please do not remove anyone else's images or put your images over top of someone else's. If you accidentally delete something, please let Ashley know ASAP so we can go back into that history of the document. But overall, if you duplicate instead of delete things, it will help us out. All right, Flex. Let's see. So this is for entering those things. If you take one of our department courses, your instructor is going to turn in your name for credit. I do need to reach out to some of our asynchronous ones, so I'm a little bit behind on that to get those in there, but
Please remember to take your laptop and your
but though we'll get that taken care of. You don't have to do anything there. The Art of Ed courses are submitted through the VPA Command Center on the Flex page. There's a link. And then for anything that you're taking outside of our department or Art of Ed, we have a link for the request credit, and that's going to the PLI department. They're the ones who are going to enter that this year. You do not turn in at Art of Ed to them. That only goes through our department. And then your asynchronous courses are all listed on the Visual Arts Share Drive.
Okay,
and
do
in
it.
That's nice.
Your synchronous courses are listed on the Share Drive, ArtBeat, and Eduphoria. So you can find those at any time. Please take advantage of our courses that we're offering on those Flex Days on October 7th and 10th. We have some of our talented art teachers, and let's see, Wendy is going to teach, and then also some UNT professors through the Onsted program is going to come out and teach us as well. So there's some great offerings that day. All right, field trips. All paperwork needs to be turned in 12 days prior to your field trip. All the instructions are in the handbook, and then all those forms are on the VPA Command Center. So please check with that because we need to make sure that they're in on time. And you do need to give your school secretary a agenda of what's happening. If there's no agenda, then they reject it. All right, November 8th, that is our voting day. And we were just asked today to do professional development. And so you will have to check with your principals to get permission to come and be with us. But Wendy and I are gonna work this week on getting some offerings together so that we have a day that is valuable for you. I did already talk to Farrelly, and she is going to teach us some creative ways to use Canvas, which I know you're all jumping into and figuring out. And we'll get some other things on the schedule for that as well. It won't be for Flex credit. It will be a professional development day. But if your principal says you have to stay with me and do whatever they're doing, they still have that prerogative. All right, the replenishment schedule. That is going to be purchasing and replenishment of our old items. So I, sent out the form, asked you to complete that. And hounded those of you who didn't. That gave me the information to put this schedule together based on who doesn't have things, whose things are very old, and try to put together a plan that over the next 10 years will give us updated equipment and equipment that we all should have. So the priority is going to be people who need things for the first time first, and then replacement of older items after that. So we're trying to replace everything that's over 10 years old. Almost all of your kilns, except for maybe like 10 of them were over 15 years old or over 10 years old. And so we'll get that going, but it is going to be spread out over 10 years. And we're going to place the orders on our ends because we can kind of put them all in big batches to make that easier, because we'll have to do like 3 quotes and stuff. And then you'll be told that we've placed that for you this year. Our goal is that equity across the district, this, some people were putting in that they needed, this certain part or this specific thing. This is for your general items. So if you need a special part for something, then an order needs to be placed for that. It's not going to be part of a replenishment schedule. A replenishment schedule is like purchasing new items or replacing the old items. It's not, finding that special thing that you need for, this kiln or this paper cutter or this mat board cutter. So, so if you need those things, those go on your general supply budget order. I am going to share that master plan with you. I still just need to look up prices of everything to get that on there. And, but I think we have a pretty good plan set in place, and that will be shared with you. So, we always try to be transparent and let you know what's going on, and also will give you the ability to know like how you should plan in terms of replacing things out of your general budget too. We do not provide printers. That was a one-time thing that some printers were bought, but that is not a standard item that we are supplying each school with. So if you want printers or ink, that has to come out of your supply funds. And, so that's just kind of how that's going to go with that. All right, that is all we have. So thank you for joining us. And we'll now open the time for questions.
I have a question about the flex. So you mentioned having an offering. Is that for this Friday and Monday or later on?
The
Canvas class.
Oh, the Canvas, that will be a professional day, which will not be part of Flex. It'll just be, so it's a regular work day. They do not want students on campus when voters are coming in schools for the safety of our students. And so they changed the schedule just not that long ago. And so now they're asking us to provide professional development. So
there's no classes offered right now, like on Friday and Monday.
Oh yes, we have them on the schedule already.
We do? Okay, I gotta sign up for those then.
Yeah, so those are available the October 7th and 10th. We have actually at least two classes per time schedule all day, both of those days. So you have plenty of things to choose from. Please don't wait until March to do all your Flex. That's stressful for everyone. So take advantage of at least one of those days if you don't have your Flex.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, if you don't have questions, thanks for joining us. You're free to go. If you do have questions, you can stay on. Or if you just want to listen to other people's questions, you can stay on too.
Thank you. Tiffany, I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, I was just looking at the calendar. November 8th on the calendar is not marked, but it will be. Okay.
Yes.
So there's no
students.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is a safety issue, which I think was a smart move on the district. Okay, I'll stop there.
Okay, and then one more question. So I received some of my order, but like on one of my packing slips, almost all of it is there, but like 6 items are not there.
Right.
So
on that form that you'll submit, it asks you which items you don't have. And so
Okay.
you list those.
Okay, and that means like from my original order,
Mhm,
plus any that are missing that are listed on the packing slip.
correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes.
In regard to the flex hours, you can get all your flex through the Art of Education, right? Just as long as you break them up into 2 categories.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And in regard to the drying rack issue,
I'd have to look to see what year you're on. So I'll look at that. But if there was an indication that it was not usable,
it wasn't.
then I'd probably put you in the first year. I just have to look.
Yeah, it wasn't usable. We tried to repair it. It was damaged. It was damaged from the manufacturer. So
Okay.
all righty.
I'll look.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Any other questions we can answer?
Oh, I just sent an email to you and Wendy about moving a kiln.
We love to move kilns. We probably have to do a work order.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and I sent to the teachers too. So I guess the one school that wanted a kiln, she's gonna have to get the wiring done for it.
Okay.
So I haven't heard back from her, but I heard back from Jessica, who's wanting one of them moved.
Okay.
So I think that's all I got.
All right. We'll look at that. All right. If you don't have any other questions, thanks for joining. Have a great day.